I think you're the first person in the program to actually hit the silver plaque.
The last 2 months. The margins were like 73% on it. The most important thing is to just, I got an early start to the day here.
What
It's
time is it?
5 a.m. It's all good. I wanted to do it.
But yeah, how did everything go?
I started drop shipping in general in the end of June. I knew what drop shipping was, but it's one of those things that is so blown over proportion on social media. So you don't know if it's actually real or not. Like a normal person just seeing people with like Lambos and crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't know. That can't be real. It's like a 15-year-old kid. Like, okay. But I knew that e-commerce was a legit business. So I'm like, part of me always believed that it had to be somewhat true. And I had a lot of like, not business experience myself, but like I used to resell shoes and electronics, and I used to have YouTube channels. I used to do graphic design for people, like all these various like things that kind of add to what I'm currently doing. My friend wanted to do like social media agency with like the OnlyFans and whatnot. But like, I didn't know if I was a huge fan of it, but like, I'm not doubting it. So I saw like you and the Ecom King, like I would see your guys' videos all the time and they would just come up and I'd just watch them casually, like while I was just chilling. And I'm like, I'm gonna try this. So I picked like the worst product on the face of the earth, one that was like so saturated. I ordered it. And the thing about it was a pure women's product. So like you would never see a guy doing this. And I didn't know that, you can't even like, paint your nails or something. Like you have to really show that you're a dude. So it's obvious. And I'm like, yeah, we can't do that. I saw about like the real method of going about finding the product, just scrolling. One night I just was doing it and I found one that I thought was kind of interesting. Like it just naturally caught my attention. And I knew that like, just because it caught mine didn't mean that like it would catch everyone else's. But I didn't know everything. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do it. So I got it off Amazon and yeah, I basically just started. And the first videos were so trash. And like I thought they were bangers. Like I was like, bro, these videos are crazy. We're gonna crush it. And they were so ass looking back compared to now. That's how I got into it, but I did it for about a month and a couple weeks, and then like I made some money. Like I think it did like 1,500 in sales or something, and I was like, I really feel like this could go good. Like I believed in myself to do it. I just didn't know how to go about it, and I knew that like like most of the free content on YouTube is not gonna really like it's so much congestion. Like do ads and do TikTok ads and Facebook ads. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I thought like you and the ecom king were the most genuine people, but ultimately I did think you were a little more genuine. So I chose your guys's. I set up the call, ended up here.
How did it go since then?
So it's been great. Yeah, I felt like I kind of progressed through like pretty fast because when I joined, I had already had like several like million view videos. So it was like, I first talked to Jacob like right off the bat. And it was like, I'd seen him in all of Mikey's videos and I'm like, let's get like I was just so hyped to even be in it. Like it was, I know it's like most of the time it's like you start off and you're like, oh, I'm a beginner and I'm like, but like I was just so stoked to even be doing this. So I think that also helps like when you really want to be doing it. I joined and I immediately started, having calls, joining the group calls in the weeks. And it was in the summer, I was working a job with Pepsi. So I'd be in the truck, like delivering the stuff, and I'd just be like, have Zoom on my phone, just listening and praying that I had service when it was time for me to ask a question.
Yeah. So how did it go revenue wise, profit wise, etc.? Maybe let's go through the numbers themselves.
Numbers wise, this is what we're looking at for the last 2 months.
Nice. Nice. So when did you join the program?
I think it was August 8th or so, like August 3rd in this range, first week.
Yeah, maybe you can go to back to the dashboard and refresh here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So as you can see here, generally, you can see that it was already working before you started. However, then when we actually did start, it just took it to another level. So what specifically did you change to actually get it there? Like obviously, if it loads here,
Yeah.
wait, all right, so there we go. So it was doing like less than 1K a day for a couple days before you joined, or like maybe like $500-600 a day or something for a couple days. It dropped down and then it went to almost like 3K a day and started doing really, really well. So what were the differences there?
I had been really blowing up on Instagram, and that was kind
Mhm.
of the focus. I always repurpose everything, Instagram, YouTube. Well, as far as content wise, mainly I just started upgrading like everything about the videos. Like I got these big studio lights and
Mhm.
I got a nice clean background. And with this product, it's very into the aesthetics of it. So
Mhm.
making sure that it looks really clean is the name of the videos. So I just started implementing that. Like I know I hear like all you guys just talk about, the lights and I had a good quality camera on my phone. So it was like I was able to do these things. So I was like, I have to. Like it's because the editing for these videos too is like it's really tedious if you put in a lot of effort. And it was so funny because you guys are always like a good video. It's just you'll know it's a good video and you'll know that it's gonna do well. And every time I like put a serious amount of like effort into editing a video and I knew that it was a banger, it was. Like last week, I edited one video for like an hour or so. And I was like, man, this video is so clean. I sent it to Jacob and he was like, I love this video. And this thing is at like 10 mil right now. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah. At some point, you could just see it. I think the crazy thing for you is that the main revenue source is definitely YouTube, correct?
yeah, it is
Yeah.
now.
I think you're the first person in the program to actually hit the silver plaque. Do you
Yeah.
have it somewhere in the background
I
over
have it
there?
right here.
But yeah, amazing, amazing. So, what would you say were generally the biggest learnings for you? Like, what did you improve about specifically your content besides the aesthetics, etc., from this?
I've been testing like a bunch of products. Like it's like I have this one and this is like my main like trophy piece. But like I had another winner in the like this past month that really like helped as well. And it did like, well, I sent it to you and it did like 10K in like 4 days or something like that. And then like it did like a total of 12. And then I just cut it recently. Just overall from like everything I've learned and all the products I've tested, it's like the first product that I really tested in the beginning was one that everyone and their mom was doing. And I really learned editing, just the overall video framework and just like the pacing of clips, just everything about it. Because this product is like, it's a little bit different, like it's more aesthetic and it's like just making sure it looks nice. But most products that people are doing, they take a lot of like thought and like you really have to plan the videos, plan your days. That is crazy important. That's one thing that I've really been trying to
How did that
implement.
help? Like, how did that help?
Helps because like everyone has that like there's like that 20-minute frame in their head where they're like, oh shoot, what video was that I was supposed to do? Or like they're like, what product should I film now? Like, but like one day I just sit down for like an hour and then just said, this product takes more like I need to be outside for this product. And it's like during the day. So I'm gonna do this one earlier and then I'm gonna edit this one first because so and so, like, you know what I mean?
And it's very important to plan it properly. That's why we constantly stress that over and over again. Most people have no idea how to plan their day properly, and it's very important to understand what you do throughout the day. You shouldn't wake up in the morning and you should be, what's the plan for the day? Like, what's the main thing I need to do? You already should generally know what the main things are. You should plan out all the videos before you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you instantly can start filming. And it makes everything so much easier where you basically save like mental effort. The effort you start putting in is not planning and thinking of what to do, but actually doing the content and it makes everything so much better. Is this the very first time you actually started seeing like legit numbers? Or did you see with any other business you said, like with YouTube or with like the electronics or something like that, where you also made like over 10K profit a month?
No, this is the first time.
Yeah, so how does that feel?
I mean, it feels awesome, but like I always have this feeling of like not being satisfied with it. You know what I mean? And it's like when I heard Mikey in your 100K case study, he said like he feels poor.
Yeah.
Like I already felt like that, but like when I heard him say that, I was like, all right, I'm going back. I'm doing more research. Like we got to keep going.
I think it's very important to have that mindset until you actually have a proper team where you don't have to put an effort to live really, really comfortably from it. If you have a team with creators, with everybody, everything is already in place, you can allow yourself to chill without seeing the revenue drop. That's a point where you can actually start feeling like, all right, now if I want to, I can do more. If I don't want to, I don't need to. And this whole thing of, all right, like, you need to constantly try to basically make way, way, way more is not necessarily always the case if you have a really good team around you. Like if you have a good team around you and you start chilling, the team just does the work for you. You don't go up, but it actually does stay. So I've seen that is something which is possible in some cases, but you just need to understand for yourself, is that the goal? Do you only want to stay at like anywhere between 10 and 30K profit a month? Or is the goal to make legit, like actual money? If you understand, right, my goal, I don't need more than 20K profit a month after taxes. I don't need more. I'm good with that. I respect that. That's totally fine. I don't need everybody to want to do more, and that's okay. But you need to understand that and then act like that. But only after you have the team. Before, if you're at the position which you're in, I mean, you said you made like 40K in the last 2 months on this store, and then the other one made 12K. So overall, like around 50K. How much is that in profit?
It's around 30, around 30, 30 something.
Okay, so if we break everything down and be like transparent and realistic here, basically from the 50K, you made 30K in profit. That's in 2 months, so 15K per month.
Basically, yeah.
Like you can be comfortable here and you can think to yourself, all right, I can chill now. In reality, it's not going to keep be like for you because you don't have a team. It's not going to keep being there 100%. If you start chilling now, they're not even close. So,
Yeah.
what's your plan here going forward?
Oh, well, my plan is just to get another absolute banger out, which I'm in the works right now. I think it's going to be huge. Yeah. And I, like you said, with the team, I need to get creators going at some point soon here. I know like some people don't understand the necessity for them, and it takes them a little longer to realize like what they can really do, but like I got it off the bat. Like once I heard you guys mention creators, I was like, oh, 100%. Like I need to get that going as quick as I can. But it's like you said, it's like with this product, it's like the creators, it's like we can definitely use one. Like it's just the product itself is a little bit difficult to like repost without just ruining like your whole TikTok account.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, your product generally is pretty special because I think what makes your product so good is that it's really difficult to film it. It's very annoying and difficult to film your product, and it
oh yeah.
just keeps competition away. So the barrier to entry is sometimes like one of those advanced criteria where a beginner should never test a product like that. However, after you got the things down, it actually makes sense to go the extra mile and film something, which is like it's very, very annoying to film for you. Do you see like a bunch of competition popping up, or is that kind of deterring them?
So when I started it and I was like kind of evaluating the guys that were doing it, there was two. One big dude, he had like over like 100K on like all the platforms except YouTube. Like he doesn't have a YouTube. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. No YouTube. Then the other guy was like the middle of the road. Like he was doing like 8 a month, 8,000. And the other guy was doing 30. And I was like, holy shit. Like, can you imagine doing 30 in a month in sales? And that was in June. And I'm like, this product's a gold mine. Like I didn't know. Both their content was really good, but they were the only two people doing it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it took me like a little bit to really get up to that point. But it's like we all have our own platform. It's like one guy is huge on Instagram, one's big on TikTok, and I'm like the biggest on YouTube. I've only seen one person successfully like breach into this product, and they're like really new. Like they just started early October.
Yeah, just because it's so difficult to film. With a product like this, once you are in, I'm telling you right now, this is going to stay consistently. Like this is if you keep doing like banger content, it's not going to drop that easily. So of course, obviously you should test new products, etc. Just keep in your mind that this is not something that is like a trending product or it's going to go down because whatever. It's going to stay most likely. That's like really good news. However, you also deserve it because you did go the extra mile in terms of filming, because it genuinely is very difficult to film for this product.
Yeah.
And it was one of these products which I literally used as a bad example for beginners because it's so difficult to film. So
That was the best video ever. And I just pulled up YouTube and saw Michael's like, this is a product that you do not want to do. And I was like, wait, that is my product.
you don't want to do that as a beginner,
Yeah.
and you want to exactly do that because like as an advanced person, because there's exactly one criteria which is just getting added after your advance, which is barrier to entry. The main problem which every advanced person has is just people copying them and product dying down, and that's why they have to move on. If you can manage to do something where people cannot copy you, that's it. Either it's your own talent where you can do something specific which nobody else can do, or even if you have like the craziest location or the craziest pool or the craziest house that can like do everything better. But in your case, it's just how annoying it is to film the product that people just don't want to do it.
There's sometimes that I'm like filming for these things and my back is just pain like crazy. And I'm
Yeah, I
like,
can
I'm trying to
imagine.
get like the angles and stuff.
But what would you say are your biggest struggles at the moment?
Oh man. I mean, I know I told you like with the like I've been doing the Google Calendar and like Jacob stressed that like
Yeah,
so hard to us and
so
he said it
important.
to me. But it is so important and like I understand that. So I've been trying it and it's just I've been doing it, but like it's also a struggle because it's just there to consistently just beat you down when you're off the path. Like if your day is not going how it should, it's like I get 5 notifications. I get it from my Apple calendar and the Google one. Every 30 minutes, it's like telling me what I gotta be doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it keeps me in check.
It stresses you in a like it stresses you in a good way, where you know if you have this perfect calendar like structure in place, you know if you chill on Instagram, you're not going to make the next task, and then you're going to fuck up the entire day. So it's very important to understand it right now is work time. You see that visually in front of you, and you just exactly do what you need to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, because that's just trying to follow it. It's a struggle, but it's also like if you do it and people say like at this level, like I'm spending a lot of time, I spend a lot of hours on this stuff in the day and like I'm in college right now, so I have to kind of like balance the stuff, which is really difficult, but I'm doing it and
How much
having
time are you putting into
I put in at least like 7, 8 hours, I want to say.
on top of college?
Yeah.
So
I have a
how do you
girlfriend
manage
too,
that?
so
Who's helping out with the videos, you mean?
yes.
Got it.
And
Got it.
just
Okay.
overall a lot going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, for sure. So, what do you generally think about the whole college thing? Like, are you planning to stay there? Do you want to drop? Like, what's the plan with
This is the part of the video that I will have my family skip.
that?
It's such a hard like thing to really discuss because like I like the the like the major that I have and everything about it and stuff, but like there's not a job that I can do with it that's gonna make more than this. Even like what I'm currently making, I don't think. I'm not stopping like anytime soon. So it's like I don't think that I don't know because it's hard to explain to people because like everyone's just been told for so long that like they have to be here. Like it's like if you don't really know what you're doing, then it's like this place is just robbing you, like just straight from your pockets. They're just like taking all this money out from me. But I think like a lot of people here, like my best friend, I like sometimes I try to insert like, you should try to drop ship and stuff like to him because he's a business major. Like he could probably benefit from this stuff because this is like the hands-on, at least like 7 skills that are like full college majors here that I'm doing right now that like
And which
nobody.
I 100% know you're better at than everybody else. Because if you learn about it, it doesn't help you at all. If you do it, actually learn about it.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say to people. Like I have a friend and I'm not calling her out or anything. She's in the marketing club and stuff. She does TikTok and they all like have social media and they learn on how to market. I'm learning every single aspect of marketing in this entire mentorship. And I have like a total of like almost 300 million total social media views. And I asked her, I said like one time, because I was really curious, I was like, I'm an exercise science major. Like I don't learn about marketing in school. I never have. And then so I asked her one time, I was genuinely curious. I was like, is there anybody in your club or in the program that you know of that has a viral account or something, just a viral account? They could have one video with like 500 or like a million views and I would be like, okay, let me look. She said no, not that I know of. So what the fuck are they telling you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I've,
Like
I've noticed that very, very soon as well, where I started dropshipping for like literally a month and I made maybe like $200 or something. I didn't make any money, but I talked to a guy who studied marketing for 5 years and I knew I know more than him. Like the things he was saying to me already didn't make sense to me. And even though I was completely a beginner, people who graduate marketing are more beginners than dropshippers they have done dropshipping for a month, which is insane. And I genuinely think that dropshipping specifically is one of those like very easy to access business models where you actually learn marketing. Dropshipping is nothing which is going to get you to like a million in profit a month. For it can, but it's not going to get the majority of people to like those like crazy high numbers. However, marketing will. And that's the skill you learn with dropshipping. And at the same time, you already are making really good money. The question you always have to ask yourself is for the studying specifically, why am I doing this? Is this fun? Like, am I doing it for fun? Sure. That's like a hobby. Okay, cool. Is it worth it? Like, because we in Europe don't pay for education, but like you guys do apparently. Is it worth it to pay that much for fun? If yes, go ahead, do it. If no, it doesn't make sense. But also the next question is this thing you're studying, specifically with business, you're not actually learning legit business things. The only thing you do is you get a paper. And with that paper, you basically are going to be able to get a job. So is that job that good that it's actually worth all the money you have to invest, all the time you have to invest? If yes, go ahead, because I know a bunch of people who are super happy with their jobs after college, and it makes sense for most people. I'm not against college. I'm not against all of that because I think that it makes sense for most people. They're not made for business and they shouldn't do it. So it doesn't make sense for them. However, if you already understand, all right, I have the proven concept of myself, I can make this work. It's a different story because after you genuinely have the proven concept, you made tons of like viral hits and decent money, and the money like it's gonna come. I'm telling you right now because the product you're selling right now, if you would have a product which is actually like super high converting, you would make way more because you already have the ability to make like 10, 20 million views per video, but the conversions are trash. It's super bad. But obviously, we're gonna be able to improve that with other products. So the question is just like why go to college? And it's very important to not have the answer of I just started it, so I want to finish it because I already invested so much time into it, or my family told me. Actually, give me the actual path. What's it going to help you with?
Yeah, so I want to do this for the foreseeable future. I was here and I was planning on being like do like online coaching and like for bodybuilding and stuff, like nutrition and all that kind of stuff. Since doing this, I've realized, like this is the driver. I want to do this for the foreseeable future, but I would like to in the future, whatever age that is, like 40 or 30 or whatever, I don't know, open a series like a chain of gyms. Like I just want to own them.
I didn't know them. So I would recommend using the new skill you acquired with TikTok and just starting to do short form content of you doing bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is I don't think you need degree to do that at all.
No, for sure not. Like, no, not at all.
So
I can help you with building a coaching business thing. Yeah.
okay, perfect. So it was just the one thing about it was that like I wanted to learn all like the material and stuff because I thought like it would be better to like actually know, bodybuilding stuff instead of just like owning the gyms. But
I'm not sure how good of a business owning gyms is generally, versus online coaching for bodybuilding. I personally know like two people who are doing like 300K a month with fitness coaching. So that's a lot. And they're doing it in Germany specifically.
oh,
So that's like a very small niche market. But if you just know how to do it properly and you have the skill of sales down, which is the second thing you would need to layer in if you actually want to sell like high ticket stuff, it's not that difficult. And I think it's very similar to what I just said with the product you're selling at the moment, where it's a like high barrier to entry. To become a fitness coach also is a high barrier to entry because you have to be ripped as fuck and also have to be able to make good content. If you have those two things and you're willing to show yourself in front of the camera, it's going to work. You have that barrier to entry, and it shouldn't be that difficult to make that work as well. Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of the strategy. It's just, like my family, they think that I should be here. I've got about the rest of this year and then next whole year, hopefully no more. But it's like, I don't know, it's tough. It's a tough conversation because like I understand that this is so much more beneficial for my time. Like, sometimes I have a hard time with like the classes. Like there's like two of my classes that I completely treat as work classes. So I just like edit videos in them. And like,
No, you just start understanding the value of your time. If you genuinely think about it, the opportunity cost of everything which is not doing content is way too high. It's very expensive. On top of the money you pay for the classes, you pay in not making content. Yeah, it's really expensive to do anything. Unless you have employees. This changes after you have a bunch of employees. Now it's such a game changer. And I'm constantly stressing that it doesn't matter how productive you are. It doesn't matter what morning routine you have. Like by far, my favorite morning routine is having 20 employees because I get everything done. It doesn't matter how I start the day. It doesn't matter if I meditate, if I don't eat, if I don't shower. Nothing changes at all. Literally for me, last month, I've made a shit ton of money and I have not worked at all. I couldn't work because I was with family in Israel, had a bunch of things going on with the war. Basically, I didn't really have time to work at all.
Yeah.
However, I made more than ever before. Yeah, it doesn't change anything for me. Like, I understand that why I made this money is because I worked before that to make this money. That's how it works. And basically, if you have a really, really good team around you, everything changes. So yeah, that's definitely also like it should be a priority of yours, definitely. But first, I would say a couple new products should be like a couple new products or like new brands, stuff like that needs to be the main priority.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on right now. We got one that me and Jacob went over. I think it's gonna be a banger
Yeah.
starting soon. But yeah, no, that's also like the time thing too. Like Jacob says in these videos, like no hour lunches, like 15 minutes and I'm out of that dining hall.
Literally that. What would you tell a beginner who's just starting out?
And when you reposted my picture of the play button, I got 50 followers and like I got like, you know, a bunch of people DM me too. A few that were it was actually kind of cool to see like this guy, you know, some beginners and people who asked like how do I get into Michael's program, and I've gotten rejected twice or something. Like people asked like how they can get in, and they were asking me dropshipping advice too, and I'm like it was crazy to me. Like there's these people asking me dropshipping advice. Like I'm 20 and I just started this 3 months ago. It's like I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these people, they're just asking me this stuff. And I think like the most important thing is to just do. And of course, you've said this before too. Do, but like there's an asterisk next to it, which is like what you do. So like I'm doing all day, but like I'm doing what I have to be doing, not just doing for the sake of it. Because like there's a new thing that we're working on. And I'm not going to say like names or anything, but like we were thinking about names for it. Jacob said, oh, make a good name for it. If you start thinking about names, like you will just spend an hour sitting at your desk thinking about names.
Yeah.
Names. Who cares? Not like 99% of the names I've used on my accounts have all just been AI generated that I just pulled off of the internet. Like, and I've gone viral on almost all of my accounts that I've had. Yeah, like they weren't like products that I actually sold because cut them or it wasn't worth it. But like still, they went viral. I had an AI logo and an AI name, and it didn't matter. So beginner stuff, like don't worry about any of that nonsense. Don't worry about the websites right off the bat. It is just product research. Like that is the one thing that I struggled with early on in the program was I found like a couple products I got going and I didn't keep doing it like as consistently. And Jacob's like, no, like he made me know about that. So that's something that like I really prioritize now. It's like no matter what kind of like good product you have, there is always a better one.
It's two things. Number one, product research. And number two, overloading on content, like doing too much content that you literally burn out. Because I've seen so many people test one product, test two products. You're doing this full time. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're doing drop shipping, TikTok organic full time, you are not allowed to test one or two products. Three products is not even enough. So you need to fill in the entire day with filming, and then you do a couple hours every single day of product research as well. And that's it. That's how you should structure your day. Done. That question is literally out the way. If you do that for half a year, there's no way how you're not going to make more than 10K profit a month. There's no way. That's it.
It's like all your time just needs to be allocated towards like the things that are actually going to make you money. So, and it's like product research is just the biggest ROI thing you can do because you find a 50K product. It's like, there you go. Like as long as your content is good, I mean, there's no reason it won't work.
The only thing is that like you need to get real-time feedback on what's good and what's bad because it's very difficult. What you said in the beginning with you thought your content was good, but now looking back, it's trash. You thought it's good, so there's nothing to improve because you genuinely think this is the best I can do. This is perfect. And everybody thinks that until they get feedback. You did it this way because you thought it's good, you know? So it's just very important to constantly have this feedback loop over every like 10, 20 videos you film. You just get feedback. Hey, what's good about that? What's bad about it? What should I change? Which angle should I take? Should I kill this product? Should I keep trying? Because those are very important questions. And if you do them wrong, if you cut a product right before it's going to work, or if you don't cut a product or you keep going, but your time was not allocated right there, you're wasting so much time, or you're wasting so much potential. So it's very, very important to have feedback here. And this is the main thing we do in the program. You're going to do the work. We just tell you which direction to go. We're constantly going to hold you in check. We make sure that you just don't drift off. That's what most people do. And that's what most dropshippers don't succeed at all. They drift off. They think the mistake is here, and they change it and change it and change it and change it. But it was here. And everything they did here was completely like a complete waste of time. This is literally the main thing people are getting out of the program. And the second thing is just that, like, now you know that you're going in the right direction. It's such a relief. You know you're not wasting your time. You know this product should be killed here. You know, like, I should keep going with this product. You know that, which is so relieving, because you're always gonna second doubt yourself whenever you do anything. Yeah, that's the main things.
Absolutely. Having these, like, the calls every week, like a few times a week, has been so good. I always show up with a product sheet ready to go, whether it's 5 products or 30, like, I always have something ready to go. I think the product research is definitely the most important thing. I feel like the expectations for beginners too is set, like, they don't know what to expect with it because of how congested drop shipping is online. Half people don't even really know that it's like a real thing. So it's like, you don't know what to exactly do. But that's why, like, having a mentor is so beneficial, because what you were saying, like, the problem could have been the complete opposite of what you thought it was. I almost stopped this product 4 times. In like June. Like, I did it for a week. I was like, man, this isn't gonna work. I'm done. And then my girlfriend said, no, you should keep doing it. Like, why not? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'll do it. I had a little bit of success in July, and I'm like, okay. Happened again. Same thing. Beginning of August, had a 12 million view video that pushed a lot. And then the whole YouTube thing happened at the end of August and early September. So it was like, most of the time you're not waiting that long to test a product. But like in this case, like you said, it's like there's nobody else starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Obviously, the whole mentorship framework is where you've seen your most successful students, but like, what are the extra steps that like the most successful students you've had have taken in addition to what you've already taught them to do?
After you have the basics down, it's just 2 things. Like, after you have the fundamentals, it's just 2 things. Number one, not get comfortable and keep going exactly like you did while it was not working. Like, I see so many people who are just falling off after it starts to work because it worked, now I can chill. So that's just not reality. Number two, building something which is legit. Number one is team, where everything is working. So your customers are way more happy. Your team does the content for you. You have like a bunch of people who are texting with like customer support. The fulfillment is good. Some cases you do bulk orders, and like, you have a proper brand. And you get to a place where the day-to-day activities are not done by you. If you get to that point, you actually made it. That's the point you actually made it. Because now you can think. Everything is just running on autopilot. You just think. You have all day to think, how can I improve? You're on top of the business, and then you can start thinking about completely different things, and you're going to see how much it's worth. Those 2 things are the main factors in getting it to the next level. Because I don't know what what are your goals with all of this? Like, what do you have in mind?
Yeah. Well, so my goals are to get the 100K a month. I want to achieve that by the new year. I'll be on here again with you soon.
Yes.
And
I would generally recommend thinking in profit, not in revenue, because revenue doesn't really count. I would think in profit per month on a consistent basis. In a time period of 6 months, I made on average X. So 20K profit, 30K profit, whatever, per month. That's a really good goal. That's something which is real, because 100K revenue can be it can be different. Like, it can differ. So I would definitely have the profit goals in mind. Number one, it really depends on what level you want to get to, because the thing which is going to get you to real numbers, like 100K profit a month consistently, is a lot of people who are doing things for you. You cannot do that by yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I would say like consistent 30 to 40K profit. Obviously, there's so many variables that would go into like 100K a month, like the products, margins and whatnot. Like, this other one that I said I did 12K with, the margins were like 73% on it. If you had 3 products like that on 100K a month, it's like, that's a damn good month.
Yeah, yeah.
But like it's not always like this product doesn't have the craziest margins as that one. So, but yeah, I would say like 30 to 40 range. And that's like more short-term goal, but like long-term because I wanted that as the baseline and then continue to improve. Yeah, I told you before, hiring creators. So like I gotta get this next product. Like I need to get this next real banger product going. And then I'm sure we'll have a discussion about that.
Yeah, I would say those two things. It's just a team and not falling off until you have a team. Because then that's the only first moment where you can actually tell yourself, all right, I can chill a little bit if I want to, and nothing is going to happen. That's the moment. Before that, you cannot fall off. That's the two things which I've seen the top guys do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. No, there's no way I'm falling off with this. Like, I'm not shit, Like, I haven't made anything. I haven't bought myself a single thing, like, nothing nice.
You shouldn't feel like the money is real. When you start taking it out and all of a sudden you took out like 2K and bought some bullshit and there's still a shit ton of money, you're gonna feel like, wait, this is real. I can actually take it out, spend it to myself, and not like the account number doesn't really go down. It doesn't change anything. And
Yeah.
it doesn't feel real. Like it starts to feel real while you spend it. Yeah, my advice will be if you spend it, the only kind of things you should be spending it on is family. I would say that gifting family is something when you gift family, that's the very first moment they start to realize that this whole thing is legit as well. You literally win them on your side and they start realizing this is not some bullshit. This is real. This is actual money. This is an actual iPhone. This is an actual this is actual 10K he just gave me. This is real. Yeah, I've seen that with my entire family where that was the very first moments where they're like, wait, this is legit. They start viewing you a little bit different. That's something I would generally recommend because it's good for everybody. It's good for you. It's good for your family as well, obviously.
Yeah, that's one thing I actually wanted to ask you about was like what to do about like support like around you and stuff because you said this before, like there's no reason for anybody to really trust what you're doing. They're looking at me like, what the hell is this kid doing? Like he's going to this one class every day. Like this kid I know who sits next to me in this class, for the longest time this kid just thought I was like an idiot. I'd never had this assignment complete. Like he would be like, oh, turn to your friend and be a partner, and I would just like he didn't do it again. I told him like a little bit and he was like, oh, you know what I mean? So like, and then just family wise too, like they're starting to finally understand a little more, but like making sure that they know like what really is possible here.
You're just gonna see what happens if they get a weekend trip in a five-star hotel and everything is amazing, which you paid for. They enter the lobby of the hotel, they never saw anything like that, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? This is what he did. That's literally the moment where like, all right, he apparently knows it better. That was what I saw.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, for everybody watching, if you also want to join the program, click the link below, sign up for a call. We're going to find out if it's a good fit. I'm definitely looking forward to the 100K month case study update.
Hell yeah. It's going to be a banger and we're going to be back here talking again. All you guys need to click that link because I joined here and I was like, I was just new to dropshipping. I didn't know everything in the world, but like these guys do. Listen to them. I don't do anything that they don't tell me to do. It's that simple. If Jacob says, don't do that, I don't do it. If Michael tells me, do this on your store, I do it. It made me another $3,000 in the whole week. So yeah.
Just listen. So click the link below and I will talk to you soon.